Ring lights are everywhere these days. Part of that has to do with more and more people working remotely, attending video calls, and wanting to look their best and most professional. And that is one way to use a ring light, and it's a good way. What we have found is that ring lights can be really very flexible, whether it be a Zoom call or an important photo shoot or something in between. Hello, if you are new here, my name is Leigh. I make videos on anything where you might have a camera in your hand: photography technique, lighting, astrophotography, wildlife, travel. I also have complete courses if you would like to go in depth on topics with me, like portraiture or landscape photography. My members have access to those courses and a whole lot more. If that sounds interesting to you, check out the link in the description to learn more about channel membership. Okay, back to the ring light. Our ring light has made an appearance before in a video, and the number of people who watched that video and continue to watch that video surprised us. So we wanted to update it, tell you all about our latest observations and how we use this light today in 2021. One more interruption. I want to thank KEH for sponsoring this portion of today's video. If you are not familiar with KEH, they are who I use to buy and sell used gear. Purchasing used gear on their site is easy. They have clear categories for their used gear, and I found it to be reliable in the purchases that I have made. If you want to sell your gear, and I have sold quite a number of things that were just collecting dust on the shelf, you can get a free estimate online or do a virtual appointment. I've done both, and I appreciate the efficiency of both processes. That's really the key for me. I no longer have to deal with the time-consuming antics and frustration of selling on an auction or trading site. I am also an affiliate with KEH, which is good news for you, because if you use my links and codes that are in the description of this video, you can get a discount off the purchase of used gear and a bonus on the sale of your used gear. And then I get a small commission, which helps keep this channel up and running. But before you head over to KEH, let's get into the ring light. First, what is a ring light? It's a ring of light, literally. It efficiently spreads light over a relatively wide area without taking up much space of its own. Mine actually fits into its own travel case, and that includes the ring light, the stand, the power plug, and some accessories. It's actually difficult to find a soft lighting solution like this that doesn't take up a lot of space, either when it's assembled or when it's stored, which means this one is easy to store or to travel with. So you have a ring light. So what? One of the main advantages of a ring light is that you can shoot right through the middle of it. It's like a donut, hole in the middle. So you have very even lighting. There's very few shadows to deal with. You can shoot through it with a camera and a lens, or even mount a phone in the middle. There's an accessory cold shoe on this one in particular that I can use, so you don't need a separate tripod if you're using your phone. Shooting through the ring light gives you even lighting on your subject. So whether you are a lighting expert or not, you are more likely to get good images. If you are not a lighting expert, it's a good way to get started with minimal frustration. Instead of moving lighting around, you might simply find yourself making some exposure adjustments to get your subject, whether that be yourself or someone else, looking just right. Also, we are not just talking still images with a ring light. Vloggers and other YouTube types have been using these for years as a basic but effective lighting setup. I did some fake vlogging for you all here behind the ring light so that you can see how it creates basic, safe lighting that's suitable for virtually any situation where someone wants to record themselves talking and wants easy, effective, inexpensive, portable lighting. In short, it's just hard to mess things up with a ring light. But here are some tips to get the most out of one of these. For one, turn the power down and don't be afraid to incorporate some environmental light, whether indoors or out. Combining this with window light, or just good old sunlight if you're outdoors, can make the ring light's own light blend seamlessly into the scene. In most circumstances, the goal for your lighting is to make it so that the viewer really has no awareness of the lighting itself. So by balancing the ring light's output with other lighting in the scene, you can make it invisible to the viewer, while you yourself know that it was a key part of the lighting in the scene to get it just right for your intent. In the name of science, for these casual portraits, we actually shot with a dark room with a black backdrop, only using the ring light as the light source in order to isolate its characteristics and show you exactly what it does. In these outdoor shots, we of course have natural light in the mix as well, but still just the one ring light as the light not provided by nature. So you can see that this might be used as the primary light source, but it can also just be used as just a little bit of fill light. One thing to be careful of with any light, including a ring light, is assuring that it's not too harsh for what you are wanting to accomplish. We like that our light has adjustable output, but that's not always a given. So if you want that flexibility, make sure that your ring light has adjustable power. Another thing that you could do to diminish any harshness you experience is either to diffuse the light with a diffuser. This one has some accessory plastic diffusers that I can snap on. Or depending on the situation, you may be able to simply move the light further away from your subject. Since the ring light already spreads out its light, things can go from harsh to pleasing very quickly just by moving the light a few extra feet away from the subject. And let's forget its advantages as a ring light for a second. When needed, you can simply use a ring light in a 1 or 2 light studio setup. We used it as our only light here. Raise it up over the subject, 45 degrees to the side from them, and you have a nice, fairly soft and spread out studio light. You could easily use this in conjunction with other light sources in your studio, either as a primary or as a fill light. Considering the portability of this light, you have a very good, compact, effective lighting solution for much less money than many popular studio lighting kits. One thing that's worth discussion when talking about ring lights is the catch lights if you're shooting portraits. Catch lights are the reflections of light in the subject's eyes. The catch lights with a ring light like this are going to be circles. For some, it's a turnoff. I've heard some people say that it makes the subject look like an alien, but with the greatly expanded use of ring lights in the last few years, it's something that's much more common now, and many people don't mind the circular catch lights or actually prefer the look. It's a matter of taste. I have 0 issues with the circular catch lights sometimes. I even think that it can make a more intense portrait that much more intense. It's something that I like to have in my toolbox of lighting solutions. If it's something that does not suit your taste, you may wish to pursue more traditional lighting types, possibly with a softbox to get many of the same advantages without the ring light reflection in the eyes. In fact, I do have some new lights with softboxes that you can check out in one of my recent videos. I'm using it to illuminate this video, so I'll link to that in the description. So I've seen ring lights receive high praise, and I've also seen them dismissed as a useless prop. The key with this ring light or any other piece of gear really is that you will get out of it what you put into it. As I mentioned, your initial use of a ring light may need a little learning curve. Point it at the subject and shoot through it. You'll almost certainly get good results, but when you want to take things a step further, I can't emphasize this enough. Experiment. 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 Not every experiment will be successful, but harness those good experiments and then use that new knowledge as the new basis for new experiments. Move the ring light around, open a window curtain, take it outside and then back inside. The form factor, the lightweight and portability of most ring lights invite experimentation. It's just easy to move around. And it might just motivate you to do more with lighting, whether that means as an addiction to more and more lighting types or more time spent with a simple light like this to see how you can get the most out of it. There are many options for ring lights out there. I will link this one in the description of this video. If you do have questions about ring lights or other types of lighting, let me know down in those comments. And if you use a ring light, don't be shy about sharing your best tips also so others can see. Thank you to KEH for sponsoring a portion of this video. Remember, there are links in the description to check them out. And thank you for watching.